With war rolling at the start, we here to bring the truth. Jar open this podcast, we breaking through the fake news. They try to silence us, but we will be subdued. We're bearded alpha males here to save the youth. Spitting fire on the mic with the bass, Christian takes. Exposing the lies, keeping the demons at bay. We ain't afraid to speak up, we won't be swayed. Jar open this podcast, where the truth is laid. Jar openers, cracking open the lies. We're rolling Atlas up, we're here to rise. Bearded alpha males saving the youth from the godless demons, spreading the truth. We ain't playing games, we're on a mission to awaken the masses with our intuition. Pulling out the corruption with no inhibition. Jar open this podcast, sparking a revolution. We're not afraid to stand tall in a world full of deceit. We're the voice of reason, bringing light to the street. Keeping it real, never missing a beat. Jar open this podcast, where the truth meets the heat. Jar openers, cracking open the lies. We're rolling Atlas up, we're here to rise. Bearded alpha males saving the youth from the godless demons, spreading the truth. Jar open this podcast, where the truth will never cease. Join us on the journey to bring back peace. We're rolling Atlas up, fearless in our release. Jar open this podcast, where the lies will decrease.
All right, Jar Openers Podcast, episode 99. Well, welcome everybody in, and Jamie, TNT, just me. How you guys doing? Good to see you in chat there. Got some breaking news, as you might have, been able to tell from the title. Trump just announced on Truth Social that Iran and Israel have agreed to a ceasefire at the end of today's actions, basically. So we'll see what that means and where that takes us. I've been in this position over the last couple of days of wait and see. There's been a lot of people jumping the gun and rushing to judgment. I've seen a lot of people out here saying that, this is World War III, and now that World War III is over, when can we expect World War IV? Which I think is a pretty funny joke. And just at the same time, there's just been a lot of finger pointing. There's a lot going on, right? And of course, they're calling this a full-fledged war, which to me, I don't call something a full-fledged war until we have boots on the ground. Something more of like what we see in Ukraine versus missile strikes. I get it. It is war activities. These strikes seem to be, they all come with a nice warning ahead of time, and the casualty numbers have been pretty low. So that's a good thing. That's one of my main concerns when we talk about war is the death count. Being a Christian, I think war sends a lot of people to hell, and I just hate that, right? And so the longer a person is alive, the longer they have the opportunity to find Jesus, and that's really what life is about, in my opinion. But so we're going to talk about that for the most part. I want to talk about this mayoral race in New York. I have a funny post from Laura Loomer, or Larry, or whatever you want to call her. I didn't mean to be disrespectful, actually, there and say him. But I don't know. Laura Loomer, she's hot one day and cold the next. It's kind of like the Ian from Tim Pool, if you know the Ian rule. He either rolls a 20 or he rolls a 0 or whatever. So anyways, I want to talk about that because what she posted was pretty funny. And then we're going to, I got a couple other things lined up. I want to admit to my show prep today has been at the minimal, especially with the announcement from Trump coming just within the hour. That kind of changed the whole entire dynamic of what we're talking about. But I've been doing my taxes all day. My deadline, I thought I had till July 1st. It was actually today. So it's been a very stressful day on the heels of, what happened over the weekend and all that stuff. So anyways, couple nights of less sleep than I would like, reviewing chats and finding out the truth of everything. And I'll just tell you guys this. This is all I'm going to say about the whole thing that happened in the Discord. The truth is in the chat, and I encourage everyone to go back through and read it to get to the truth. I have screenshots. I know what happened. I know who's to blame. and I know who was right. And I'm leaving it there. I'm not going to go into any of this stuff anymore. I would like the community to continue on a peaceful, growing, as a family type path. The Discord is a place where iron sharpens iron, and that is the place that some of these discussions should happen. But I think some of those discussions that happened in the general chat should have also been more in direct messages and all that. But learning experience for all of us. We grow through hard times, and this was a growing experience for me. I'll do better, and I hope everybody else is too. But you know how it is. Life is hard, and it doesn't. Haven't been doing YouTube very long, especially the lives, and the whole moderator thing is still new to me. So, anyways, with all that aside, we got Chris with us tonight, and he's going to talk about his foundation. And really, guys, he needs your support. And so, go ahead and tell us a little bit about what's going on with the foundation, Chris, so we can get the update, and then we'll jump into tonight's topics.
All right. I'm going to try and get that low voice like Atlas has, but I don't think I can do it.
You forgot to wear the button up with your chest hair out too.
Wait. My beard covers it. I can't see. There's the hair, okay, but my beard covers it all, so you can't see it.
Yeah,
Like I said in the chat, life is hard, and so is the government that's screwing us.
Yes, sir. And it's good to see everybody else that's popped in here. Elmo, Donnie, whoever else is I might have missed potentially. LJ, I see you there, bud. Anyways, go ahead. I'm gonna let it rip, Chris.
Yeah. So, hi everybody. Good to see y'all again. For some of you, you may not have seen me before up here in this capacity. I am co-founder of a veterans help nonprofit that is starting out here in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. We're trying to get our name out, and we're trying to grow. And in order to do that, we are trying to help the local veteran shelter here to get some stuff that they need. I've been emailing back and forth all day with them, trying to find out the essentials that they absolutely need right now, and they've given us a short list. And as of right now, we can fulfill probably about half of what they need. And we would really like to do better than that, but it is what it is. So I am going to throw the website in the chat.
Yes, please do. And then I'll copy that and put that link in the description. I totally spaced that part.
No, you're good, bud. Oops, I missed the S. HTTPS:// I am batting 1,000 tonight.
You're good. So while you're doing that, I just want to let everybody know, completely off topic, but I've been talking about this keto diet that I've been on, and look, I was over 200 pounds a couple months ago. I started this keto about 4.5 weeks ago. It might be on 5 weeks now, but I've dropped. I hit the 160s today. I was 169.5 this morning, so I'm feeling much healthier. I'm looking much better, and definitely happy that I've decided to do that. And tell you what, my food costs are way down because I'm hardly eating that much because of the lack of hunger. It's awesome.
Nice. Yeah,
I
do the fasting diet, but I adjust it to myself because when I did it the way that they tell me to, I wasn't getting anywhere. Hi, Ruth. Gadget Lady Canada 74 is Ruth on her other nick, I believe.
Okay.
Usually she is under All About the Alternative, but she's had some really strange crap happen with that channel. So, I'm not,
okay.
Yeah.
I think I've watched her channel. Does she do like music reviews and just kind of fun stuff? Or is that?
No, she does reviews of like different types of like off the wall things that you would, instead of using like the normal everyday thing, that like she'll find gadgets that you can use instead that are cheaper usually, and test them and see how they work and stuff. different recipes that alternate. She'll mix different things in to change up recipes and stuff. She does a lot of good stuff. She's uploading videos to this channel now to get them all back up. So,
Cool.
yeah, she's a good person.
I'll check it out. I'll check it out. I'll try to remember to find a link maybe in your Discord or something like that. But yeah, she said she had trouble finding it. We're not on the jar openers tonight on YouTube. We're on America First TV.
Yeah, I posted the link on the Discord.
Okay, cool. And hey, what's up, Andrea? I wanted to thank you for renewing your membership yesterday on America First TV. Thank you so much. That's awesome of you.
I wish I had money to give to you, bud, but
oh no. You know what? I've been kind of meaning to tell you guys this. It's been in the back of my mind. You guys show up for every show, which I appreciate more than any super chat or membership that you guys could purchase. And I sincerely mean that. I don't expect anything from you guys. And I'm just grateful that you guys show up and we have this community that we've grown over the past, well, it's been a year or so since we all met each other in the Veteran Bikers Discord. It's been a long time, maybe a year and a half or so since the majority of us kind of met there and graduated into your channel, Chris, which Chris does have his own channel on YouTube, which you guys should check out. He does Bible studies pretty much almost daily.
Almost, yeah. But
almost.
Today I missed one because I had to go with Mom somewhere. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. we're going to be doing the 6th installment into the book of Matthew. So
okay, cool. But yeah, and just me. Everybody, remember to put it on all messages instead of top messages.
There you
just
go.
One of those things. You'll be missing out on some of the chats. And again, thanks everybody for being here. And go ahead and continue, Chris. I kind of derailed you there.
Jamie derailed me. Just because I have boobs does not make me a trans. Damn it.
We were talking about chest hair anyways.
Sorry. I couldn't let that one get away.
You're good.
So, yeah, like I said, right now we're in a position to where we can get, I gave them 2 situations that they can choose from as of right now. But if it comes up that, we can get some more donations in before that time, before we order stuff, it would be nice to surprise them with a couple extra things. You know what I mean?
Right. So what you're trying to do is you're basically, you kind of told me a little bit about it beforehand, and explain to me what you guys are actually trying to do and kind of the scenario that you were presented there with the needs of some of these guys.
Okay. So we are working with a group in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, in the inner city called Tenfold. As a larger corporation, they work with all types of people to help them, teaching them economics, how to balance checkbooks, the stuff that they need to know in order to budget. And they show them how to do this stuff. They help them get into transition from the shelter into permanent housing. So this is basically transitional housing. And then they follow up with them and make sure that they have the support they need to keep that housing.
Okay.
But now we are only working with the veteran section right now. And I can post a veteran success story, actually. Give me 1 second to pull it up here.
Yeah, you're good.
But yeah, Mom went to the website because I went directly to the site that they have that's supposed to be for the veterans. And she said,
right. I want to ask
anything. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I want to ask somebody in chat, if you don't mind, if you have me as a friend in the Discord, would you DM me the link to Chris's foundation here? Because I wasn't able to copy it from the chat. I thought I was just going to be able to highlight it and copy it and post it to the description.
I'll give it to you, bud.
Okay. Just that way I can copy it and put it in the description real easily.
So
I figured I'd ask them while you're talking, but if you can do both, then awesome.
Yeah, just give me 1 second here because.
Hey Dave, hey Snow Lion. Who else came in here? Lady Gadget, Gadget Lady Canada. You made it over to the YouTube side. Cool. Hey, Dave. Good to see you guys.
So this is the guy in this success story. His name is Jim. And he says, recognizing veterans experience homelessness have unique needs and opportunities. The places that we're working with is called TLC, which is Tenfold Corporation. Veterans Victory House. Now, they opened in 2007, designating 17 units and providing specialized counseling and service for veterans. It's open to serve veterans who are single and veterans that have families. So it is, there's help for any veteran that's out there that needs it eventually,
Yeah.
And it says, meet Jim. While staying at TLC Veterans Victory House, Jim worked very hard to set himself up for success, securing sustainable employment and moving out into a new place to call home. So that's just one of the stories that I've heard. This group is great. They're very, very communicative. They are always inviting me to at functions to network with them and the people that they work with. I just have not had a chance to be able to make the dates and times that they've had so far.
Okay.
But I do hope to very soon get in there, and just that face-to-face with other nonprofits and stuff like that will make a big difference. Giving out cards and getting cards and all that happy stuff.
Okay. Cool. Well,
I think I hit a comma instead of a period.
Oh, you're good. Well, you were telling me before the show that they're talking about some needs, about needing some like blockers and things like that.
Yeah. Right now, the thing that they have, the list they've given me, let me go over to my email real quick so I don't get this wrong. I would feel bad if I say it wrong. If you know me, you know that I like to make sure that I'm saying I'm as accurate as possible.
Sure. Yeah, 100%. You're fine.
Okay. So, show quoted text. The first email she came back with, she had talked to the people who are running the shelter there for the veterans, and they said that they need 2 blankets comforter sets for single beds. They need individual storage units for use in the basement for residents to keep items. I was thinking maybe totes, but they're actually talking like actual security lockers. Each security locker runs about $140, $150 each. So that's a big ask. We might be able to pull off getting 2, but then they wouldn't get anything else.
Right. Well, let's see if we can do a little better than that.
So they're also asking for pots, frying pans, and pans. We have found a really nice set of, excuse the loud machine going by.
It was a drone.
A drone with pulling a trailer of shit behind it.
Yeah, I was just teasing.
But yeah, so we found a really nice set of 11-piece pans with lids and all that for I think $100 a set. So that's pretty good, and that'll give them what they need right now. And then of course they're saying any kind of canned goods, soups, vegetables, and snacks. Any kind of snacks are always welcome because they always need food.
Yeah.
So,
well, Jamie brings up a good scenario here. She says, "Oh man, I had a good set from my parents' house, but gave it to someone else who had a house fire." Well, it sounds like that stuff went to a good place, Jamie.
Yeah,
so
you already
bad.
took and put them in a good place. Don't
But that raises the question: could people actually donate like actual items?
Yes, you can. If you want to donate actual items, you can email me. And I know Tyler's going to say, "Hey, send me the email too."
Exactly. Yep, you're already a step ahead of me. I want to put it where people can access it, you know. And I want to thank everybody that reached out to me after the last show and asked for the link to help defend the guard with Dan McKnight. Some folks reached out to me, wanted that link again, and I appreciate that. That's I mean, that's why we're here, right? I want to do more than just put on a show for everybody. So that was really awesome to see from some of you guys. So I do appreciate that as well. That is a very important foundation, not bridging pathways, but the defend the guard there, bridging pathways as well. But just wanted to say thanks while we're talking about this, because you know, what we can provide to help out these guys is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, they put their life on the line and volunteer to go places that we didn't. And, you know, the least we can do is try and help them make that transition, or if they fall on hard times, you know, give them that hand up they need to get back on their feet.
Yeah. And that's what bridging pathways is all about, right?
Yeah. Yep.
But I love that. I love that concept. I think there's not enough help for, you know, veterans in our country, but there's plenty of help for illegal immigrants and you know, folks that, you know, really shouldn't be here in the first place, or folks that have the ability to actually help themselves, but they're choosing to be lazy or just take the easy route. Thank you, Snowline. And Jamie, yeah, you're right. You said I'll send you a DM asking about that. Can't donate money, but we'll do what I can. All Dan McKnight is asking for is about 5 minutes of people's time a week or so to make a phone call. And if you register on the website, their communications director will reach out to you and kind of guide you onto how to do it. And I believe they even have the phone numbers that you can call, and they make it really easy for you. So, yeah, that is a big thing. Inundating our congressmen, our leaders with phone calls to their main offices is about the best way to get results nowadays out of these people, and have your voice be heard. And when they get, you know, hundreds or thousands of phone calls in an afternoon on a specific topic, you kind of force their hand. So that's what you can do for defend the guard. And I'm sorry if I'm being confusing. I know we're talking about bridging pathways with Chris right now, but
hey, Tix, welcome in. Hi, Angela, welcome in. Angela
What's up,
says
Tix?
not.
Hi, Angela.
What are we not?
No, not. Oh, hi.
Okay, well, you have fun knotting.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I mean, we will definitely put anything that's sent to us that is in usable condition to good use. So
Awesome. So yeah, and you know, Chris has his own Discord, and he's very accessible. He even likes to put his phone number out there. We're not going to do that on this show, but he'll even put his phone number out there for you guys. You can reach out to him in the Discord if you'd like that. But yes, a very helpful, available individual here for the community, for sure, and for veterans.
I try to be.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, let's get into this craziness. You know, we saw that the United States, Trump made the decision late Saturday night in a a bombing run that they sent a few B-2s out to the west as a decoy, essentially. Sent the actual ones that we used over the Atlantic to the east, and there was zero leaks from Trump's cabinet on this. This took everybody by surprise, although there was some theories that Trump had been waiting till the stock market closed on Friday to actually send these in. He did strike on Saturday, so it kind of goes to that theory. So some people were expecting it, but still, it was a complete surprise attack. And as an update today, that was yesterday, there was some volleys back and forth from Israel and Iran, and then today, Iran actually sent some ballistic missiles. I believe they're ballistic missiles. Sent some missiles towards some U.S. bases around the Middle East. I believe in I'm drawing a blank on the three. One was in Iraq. I think one went to Kuwait, or some went to Iraq, some went to Kuwait, and then a bunch went to Oman. Is that what it was called?
Bahrain, wasn't it?
Qatar. I'm sorry, it was Qatar. That was the main one. I think they sent 6 at Qatar, and I think that was symbolic. People were thinking that was kind of symbolic because we used 6 of the bunker busters on their enrichment facility. So anyways, today, the volleys continued between Israel and Iran. And then Trump just, let me share the screen here real quick. But Trump just announced right before we went live, about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, I believe, before we went live, that there has been a ceasefire announced between Iran and Israel. Let's see here. The post reads, "Congratulations to everyone. It has been fully agreed by and between Israel and Iran that there will be a complete and total ceasefire in approximately 6 hours from now, when Israel and Iran have wound down and completed their in-progress final missions." So it's like, all right, well, we're going to finish today's missiling bombings, but then it's peace, right? So kind of interesting that they agreed to at the end of the day rather than just right now, but whatever, right?
Let them get it out of their system.
Right. And so for 12 hours, continuing for 12 hours, at which point the war will be considered ended. Officially, Iran will start the ceasefire, and upon the 12th hour, Israel will start the ceasefire, and upon the 24th hour, an official end to the 12-day war will be saluted by the world. During each ceasefire, the other side will remain peaceful and respectful on the assumption that everything works as it should, which it will. I would like to congratulate both countries, Israel and Iran, on having the stamina, courage, and intelligence to end what should be called the 12-day war. This is a war that could have gone on for years and destroyed the entire Middle East, but it didn't and never will. That's a bold statement. Who knows? I'm willing to take the win right now. So, God bless Israel. God bless Iran. God bless the Middle East. God bless the United States of America, and God bless the world. So he's rather inclusive there. So you can't can't nitpick that part.
Are we going to get a Trump version of "We Are the World"? Remember from the 80s?
Yeah, right.
It's going to be a chorus of all Trumps just sitting there singing. I think that would be hilarious. I should do that in AI. Hi, Cassie. Welcome in.
Yeah, welcome in. And let's see. So this is huge. Of course, time will tell how this all kind of pan out. But for now,
you know who's the happiest about this, right?
Don't.
China.
Oh yeah. You're right about that. The whole closing of the Strait of Hormuz was I guess China buys more oil than Iran, and so it was going to affect them much more than the rest of the world. So yeah, they're definitely happy about that. I don't know if that was your reasoning. I interrupted, so I apologize.
No, you're good. Well, not just that, but also the day before we did the bunker buster strikes, they had just did the inaugural Beijing train to Tehran, and then they just told her to let it sit there. They said, don't try and come back. They didn't want it to become a target.
Oh wow, sorry, I was taking a drink there.
No, you're good. So
I've been low on my my water intake. I try to drink 4 to 5 of these a day, and I think I only drank 1 yesterday.
Uh-oh.
I think is actually why I might have lost some weight. I don't know. It was weird. I dropped 4 pounds from yesterday to today.
Yeah,
but
that'll leave you cramping too.
Oh, dude, yeah, keto does that. My calf. I've had 3 insane calf cramps in this last month that like debilitating. But anyway, it's still worth it. I gotta say, the overall, I feel much healthier and much stronger, and back on a more healthier track. That's for sure. So Let's see. Gotta get that bright thing off the screen.
Can I read something real quick,
Absolutely.
Tyler? I want to read
Yeah.
what I posted in our politics thing that I read to you earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to turn this ceiling fan on above me while you do that.
Okay, bud. So on our Discord, just like Tyler's, it is a free speech platform. As long as you are not breaking the law, you're not threatening people, anything goes, right? Excuse me.
Yes.
Holy crap, I feel like a dragon. Sorry, the carbonation got me.
You're good. You're good.
So I said last night at 1:45 when I woke up and with said leg cramp, my take, whether you want it or not, on the bombing of Iran. I said the president is privy to much better intelligence than we will ever see. I said, while I didn't want this outcome to happen, I have to hope that the president is doing what's in our best interest. Yes. Imagine we didn't do this. Iran gets a nuclear weapon, and now the person or people that cross into the United States with dirty bombs and detonate them all over. Can you imagine how devastating that would be to us as a country?
Mm-hmm.
I said, I'm hoping they will share the proof behind all this. So that's just my take on it. I can't stand seeing people who sit there and say, oh, I hope the president fails. I hope the president fails. I don't. It doesn't matter who's in the Oval Office. We need to want them to do the best that they can for all of us and do good, because if he fails or she fails when a she gets in there, it affects all of us.
Right. It absolutely does. And yeah. And then to your point there, about the sleeper cells within our country, right?
I have a statement on that too, if you want me to read it.
Yeah, I kind of want to give you my take real quick on it, just
no, that's fine. Go
briefly,
ahead.
And then yeah, I do want to hear what you have to say. So Iran has basically admitted to having sleeper cells within the United States, aka invaded the United States, right? They threatened to activate those terror cells. Basically, they're at war with the United States. Any way you put it, I don't think there's any other way that you can put it. If you put sleeper cells in another country, they're waiting to be activated. You've invaded them, and you have basically declared yourself at war with them, right? And so, did Trump start the war? I mean, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things that there's so much gray area, and I'm trying to reserve my opinion because I'm right there with you. I root for Trump. I rooted for Biden. I rooted for Obama because they're the American president. It's kind of like your brother. You can talk shit and pick on your brother, but nobody else can, right? And so I don't like it when other countries do that, and you support, your people or whatever, and you root for the best, and then we critique them kind of. And like Obama, he lost me with the apologetics of American history, said we're not a Christian nation, sucked up to the Muslim nations, and then eventually passed the bill that illegally taxed Americans over healthcare, right? Then Biden had the open borders, just everything completely. We didn't even know what he was doing. I mean, we've had more communication with the American people from Donald Trump in a weekend than Biden's entire 4 years. So you root for these people, but when they fail you can critique them. And that's what a lot of people are doing with Trump right now. They were sold on no new wars. Although, like to me, if you're paying attention the first time, Trump used strikes, right? He didn't declare a war. He didn't put boots on the ground. He minimalized American casualties. And to me, as America First TV, Americans are what comes first. And, that's my thing. If we got to bomb a bad guy, so be it. Really.
Do it so that they end up in oblivion and don't have a chance to do anything back.
Yeah, a preemptive thing that minimizes American casualties down the road. This whole activated sleeper cells thing. We had the guy that, I think the original story was yesterday that he drove his truck into the church, but then I think somebody else actually drove into him and ran him over, and then he was taken out by a security guard at the church. A good job on them. God's presence was definitely over that place, because I believe the only person that was injured and killed was the perpetrator of the crime. So thankfully that crisis was averted. Oh, you're right, Jamie. Thank you. The security guard that took him out was also shot in the leg, and will live and be fine. It's fine if you can't be getting shot in the leg, but and so first thought to me was sleeper cell. I also have this other story. Let me scroll down and find it while I'm thinking about it. The Florida Coast Guard. It's going to take me a second. I got to scroll and find it here. The Florida Coast Guard turned away, caught a. I just want to find it.
If this gets too loud, let me know and I'll mute.
Okay, it's okay. It just comes and goes, and you're fine.
He didn't tell me when he's going to mow, so.
Yeah, Jay, I'll be riding even more strapped for a while. Yeah, and I think there was a list posted in Chris's Discord of U.S. cities that are supposedly have sleeper cells, and so you could find that in Chris's Discord as well. But I want to find this story here. There's a lot of stuff coming out of Florida. Where's it at? You're gonna have to forgive me here. I must not have saved it, but there was a story that the Florida Coast Guard stopped a boat coming in from the Bahamas that had a bunch of like Iranian dudes on it, and it was like two different countries. And so the thought was that could have been a cell trying to come in, but they shut that down. Florida's been doing pretty good lately. Oh, nice. I got this funny post here real quick. I want to share with you guys. They called the operation on Saturday night Midnight Hammer, right? And so there's been a bunch of jokes coming out about it. Even our friend Dan McKnight made a post saying that it sounds more like something that has a late night and silk sheets involved. But this post really got me. I thought this was funny. I'm not sure who this person is. Wow. Yeah, I'm not sure who this person is, but they said, I'm old enough to remember the original Operation Midnight Hammer, and Paul Pelosi and the guy with the hammer.
Oh, man. Yeah, Paul Pelosi got hammered that night for sure. I don't think it was the hammer he was hoping for, though.
He might have got a couple different kinds. Who knows?
Yeah. I gotta go wash my eyes out with bleach now.
So that one cracked me up. I had to share that because that one got me. But when it comes to these terror cells, a video popped up of something that, a lot of people might have forgotten just because this is an 8-second clip, but I remember it made its rounds, and John Rich reposted this and said, remember this guy? And
if you are smart enough, you would know who I am. But you are really not smart enough to know who I am. But soon you're going to know who I am. Okay?
So we need to track that guy down and find out who he is. I think that should be a national security priority.
They
top
did
level.
Announce who he was at one point.
They did. I'm sure they probably actually know who he is, to be honest.
Yeah, he's on the terror list. It was confirmed that he is on the terror list, and they just let him in. Insane. Yeah. It's crazy, the stuff that they got that was left to go.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's even crazier that nothing is being done about it. There's not been any arrests, nothing yet. And I don't think there will be, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh, somebody's got to go. Did I see that? I'll come back later and see the rest of the replay. I have to go have some dinner. Good night, Ruth. Yeah, thanks for stopping in.
Enjoy
Hopefully
dinner. We'll talk to you soon.
We'll see you in the future. But Captain Willie Grimm said, in Alaska, we can open carry if we want. We open carry if we want. I'm sorry. I don't, but it doesn't bother me at all. I can still carry. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I want the element of surprise on my side.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. And when you carry, make sure that it's secured. I saw a video make rounds the other day where a guy was standing there to pay at a convenience store. He had it. It's hard to tell. It looked like it was just tucked into like his waistband on his hip or maybe in his back pocket, and his shirt was kind of hanging over it, but not good enough because somebody behind him saw that he had a weapon. The person stole it. They walked up behind him, grabbed his weapon from his pants. He followed them out, and they murdered him in the parking lot with it. So, yeah, make sure that those things are.
That's called the Darwin Award.
Secured to you. What's up, Captain Willie Grimm?
That's called a Darwin Award.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, I felt really bad for the guy. Oh, Captain Willie Grimm said that. Chat. I thought you were different. Your name's new to me, guy. So I appreciate you for being here, bud.
Welcome in, Willie. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
So,
what's up, King?
House Leotardo said that the dude you played the video of, the short video, is from Azerbaijan.
Oh, okay. Thanks, House. I didn't see that. I'm trying to keep an eye on all the chat, but I still don't see it. I'm searching. Oh, there it is. Wait, no, that's him saying hi, Andrea. Okay. Thanks anyway. Thanks, House. I appreciate you saying that, man. Sorry I missed that. Hopefully we don't find out who he is, though. That's for sure. Let's see here. Oh, here it is. Here's the thing I was talking about. Laura Loomer reveals that the Coast Guard in her district of Pinellas County, Florida, intercepted a boat full of Iranian and Russian nationals attempting to enter the U.S. illegally from the Bahamas. Quote, I'm concerned about sleeper cells. Absolutely. I'm sorry. Am I concerned about sleeper cells? Absolutely. This is not a conspiracy theory. It is a serious national security threat. So, guard up, everyone. And I think we kind of know what these folks might look like. But, whatever. But I want to play this as a 2-minute news clip talking about it.
Potential threat of Iranian sleeper cells. We've talked about the open border the last 4 years. Take a look at this data. CBP sources telling Fox News from 2021 to 2024 under the Biden administration, just over 1,500 Iranians were caught by Border Patrol crossing the southern border illegally. Of that, almost half of them, 729, were released into the U.S. That is 48%. That also does not account for the more than 2 million known gotaways who slipped across the southern border during that time. For more on this and the potential threats to the homeland, I want to send it out to Mark Meredith, joining us live in D.C. this morning. Mark, good morning to you.
Bill, good morning to you. The FBI says it remains vigilant, and the Department of Homeland Security is warning there is a heightened threat given the developments in Iran. We're watching two potential types of attack and the possibility. One, cyber threats to U.S. networks. The other, the possibility of sleeper cells targeting Americans here at home. Major cities, including New York, where you are, D.C. and Los Angeles, stepping up patrols near places of worship. NYPD also watching diplomatic sites around the country, around the city. And over the weekend, DHS put out a bulletin acknowledging the threat is real. DHS writing, multiple recent Homeland terrorist attacks have been motivated by anti-Semitic or anti-Israel sentiment, and the ongoing Israel-Iran conflict could contribute to U.S.-based individuals plotting additional attacks. Some lawmakers fear the sharp influx of migrants into the U.S. over the last few years may have allowed Iran to send sleeper cells into the U.S. undetected. And as Bill mentioned, Fox learning many Iranian nationals detected crossing into the U.S. during the Biden administration were allowed to stay and not kept in custody.
Fortunately, they do have a right to be concerned. As you said, Joe Biden had a wide open border policy for 4 years. We know that terrorists tried to enter our country. Iran has a long history of terrorizing America going back 46 years, to include here in the United States.
In February, the White House warned of this very possibility. The National Security Team says Iran has also directed proxy groups, including Hezbollah's Islamic Jihad organization, to embed sleeper cells. And Bill, the threat extends beyond the obvious U.S. domestic targets. Military installations abroad, American diplomatic outposts all remain on high alert.
Oh, I muted myself during that while I was taking a drink. So yeah, a credible threat, it sounds like. And what were you going to say?
I was answering Jay. Jay said, did you hear about that church that got rammed into and the guy got out with a pew-pew and got run over? Yeah,
yes,
we were just talking about that. I was going to read my statement quick about the sleeper cell.
Oh, yeah, I meant to. I'm sorry.
No,
I went
you're good,
on a
bud.
rant and forgot to get back to that. My apologies. In the meantime, real quick, thank you, King Solo Wings, for the 5. No comment there, just a 5, and I appreciate you, my brother.
Yes, thank you for that.
And then Jamie actually says,
better. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was just going to say, Jamie actually says, Heavenly Father, please keep us safe from these sleeper cells and the like. We are grateful for your son and the love that you give us. Amen. And amen, Jamie. Thank you. But go ahead, Chris.
So somebody had said that just because the mainstream media and what they consider the compromised Republican influencers use the term sleeper cells in union, they're skeptical of a false flag. Well, I don't put anything against past anything anymore. Our government, if they decide they want to do a false flag thing, they'll do it. But my answer to him was, I'm not. Our border has been open for the last 4 years. We've had multiple people in the terror list stopped at the border. Now imagine how many more we missed, or worse, that were flown in by the Biden administration. I believe there's definitely sleeper cells here in the United States. Remember that a huge percentage of the illegals are of military age males.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a concern about the military age males coming over, the amount of them, that's for sure. Whether if they're just workers or not, either way, it's a concern. Workers or worse, right? House mentions here, and I want to read this. In 2012, Judge Napolitano reported that 17 out of 20 terrorist plots thwarted by the FBI were actually planned, plotted, controlled, and carried out by the federal government itself. The feds found young Muslim men, loners who were bitter at America. They befriended them, K-holed them, and persuaded them. Interesting. So something like the Gretchen Whitmer plot thing there, and
they try to find people. Yeah, that was up in Michigan. They try and find people that they can see have mental disabilities, and that they think they can confuse quick. That's usually their MO. Right. King Solo Wings mentions the hard part now, deciding what is false and what is real in American soil. Yes. Regardless, keep your guard up if you're out in public. I mean, kind of something we should do anyways, but even more so maybe now, head on a swivel. Well, on top of that, you also have to make sure that you're keeping an eye out for leftist violence too, because they will they're just as bad as some of these groups that we're watching for. Yeah, definitely. And then, what can you do about the bad government actors? I've heard it said in, well, thanks for the membership there, TNT. Appreciate you, my friend, my brother. Completely forgot what I was saying. Just the government bad actors. I mean, just hard to tell. And even in the CIA and the FBI, you have people on both sides of the factions. You're gonna have Democrats with TDS. You're gonna have people in the middle. You're gonna have some MAGA. You're probably gonna have some communists and some socialists. And hopefully, I know Kash Patel and Dan Bongino did a nice few rounds of firings, and hopefully they can kind of clean out some of that stuff, or did. But yeah. Cassandra says, heard that there's a sleeper cell in South Carolina. Let me check the list. The list, I believe, was just put up in Chris's Discord. I think she put it up in yours too, didn't she?
Oh, maybe it was. That's right here. What was the South Carolina? Let me see. I'll read them. I'll just read through them. List of U.S. cities with confirmed sleeper cells. Everything with a grain of salt. Fog of war, propaganda, whatever, but this is the information that we have to go off of. At least, the more information we have, the better we can, use our discernment to scrub through. But Washington D.C., New York City, and the state of New York, San Francisco, California, Santa Clara, California, Los Angeles, California, San Diego, Houston, Arlington, Dallas, Boca Raton, Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, Tampa, Boston, Playfield, Illinois, Chicago, Cleveland, Ohio, Laurel, Maryland, Potomac, Maryland, Herndon, Virginia, Springfield, Virginia, Raleigh, North Carolina, Philadelphia, Charlotte, North Carolina, Detroit, Michigan, Columbia, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, Denver, Colorado, Oklahoma City, Tucson, Arizona, and Seattle, Washington. So take that for what it is, but these are confirmed sleeper cells, or cities that have confirmed sleeper cells. So if that's near you, even more so, head on a swivel.
I got Jamie calling her town a different name now. She's in Columbia.
Oh,
I got her calling it Scolumbia.
oh, why is that?
We have a Columbia here that's like 15 minutes from my house, and it's like one of the most ghetto small towns you've ever seen. They're just, there's a lot of drugs that take part, drug dealing and doing, and yeah, it's crazy. Lots of crime for as small as the town is. It's like it's crazy, man.
Yeah,
People hurting their friends, and
dang.
totally different mindset than what we do.
Gotcha. You work in Charlotte driving a school bus? Oh, wow. Driving them school buses around seems kind of hard to me. I don't know. I used to drive a box truck, but a school bus is a little bit bigger.
Well, then you got the distraction of the kids if they're acting up, and
right. And then the drivers that don't respect the stop sign. The stop sign that comes off the side of the bus.
Yeah, I told her, I said I
always get really mad at those guys.
I told her, I said I couldn't do it. I said I get mad and just start doing 55, throw the door open, kick them in the ass, and watch them roll off the bus.
40-footer. I remember, like, I would usually only have to ride the bus home, like the late bus, because I was always doing like extracurricular activities at the school, and so I wouldn't always have to do that. Once I got a car, I didn't have to do that. But one day it was fun. It was after a baseball game, and the whole team was on the bus, and we were riding back, and it started hailing decent size hail, and the bus driver just didn't give a crap. We had all the windows down. It was pouring in through the windows. Everybody's getting pelted. I don't know why it's so fun. It was like, since the bus driver didn't care and let us do what we wanted, it was more fun. I don't know.
We were a different breed back then, buddy. These guys now that wouldn't have survived what we lived through.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. The timeouts, the beatings, the verbal abuse that we got from every elder man in our life, whether he was our family member or the neighbor or your friend's dad.
That's why you need to be careful, because if your neighbor caught you doing it and they beat your ass, you knew that you were screwed, because then when mom got home, she beat your ass, and then when dad got home, he beat your ass. So you were getting it 3 times if the neighbor caught you.
Right. And then you get grounded on top of that and everything else. But different times. I didn't raise my kid like that, and I believe that she is a great person on doing good things. But it's different for boys and girls too. Well, I needed that negative reinforcement to push me over the edge sometimes to get it done.
Yeah. Totally different problems with girls and boys. One of the big things that I noticed with raising Caitlin is watching everybody try and stop her from making mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I don't want to seem like I'm yelling.
No, you're good. You're kind of, I don't know, it might just be on my end, but you kind of sound quiet anyways. I think it's just my headset.
It's probably him in the background.
But, it's weird. I only heard him when he was right behind you, really.
But
me said, Dad spanked many kids in the neighborhood.
We every time she would fall, they'd be right there, and I'm like, she wouldn't start crying until after they made the fuss on her. And I'm like, you need to stop doing that. And they're like, what? And I said, she doesn't cry until you fuss over her. Watch. I said, the next time something happens and she falls and skins her knee or something, I said, don't freak out. Just call her over and look at it. And then, if she doesn't make a big deal about it, let her go play. Yeah, she fell on the macadam sidewalk that we had, got up, looked around to see if anybody was going to, come baby her about it, and nobody did, and she just went off and played them. She didn't even come, make a big deal about it.
Nice.
So, unfortunately, that's how a lot of kids learn how to manipulate their parents.
Yeah, that's true. I remember being a kid riding a bike like miles from home. I was younger than second grade because we moved in second grade from where we were when I was in this story to a different house, and I wrecked my bike. I was so far away from home, my leg was all scraped up, and it was just like, why cry? Why, like, we didn't have cell phones, none of this stuff. It was just like, get up and get home. Like, you can't just sit there and do nothing for the rest of the day. What are you doing? It was funny.
Yeah.
But that was when it was safe to be younger than second grade out riding your bike far away from home. Might still be today. I don't know. We spent our whole life like that. But I thought this was funny. King Soloing said the scariest times are when mom didn't do anything and just says your father will be home in an hour, heart stopping. And then when your father will look at you and say, I'm very disappointed in you, son. It's like, oh, now my heart hurts and my butt hurts.
Hey guys, I'll be right back. Mom needs me to help me. She wants me to help her move something real quick, so I'll be right back. I'm going to mute myself.
Okay. We'll take him off the screen there for a second. But yeah, that was the good old days. Yeah, TNT, with the boy, you got to worry about one pecker. With a girl, you have to worry about everyone on Earth. Yeah, thankfully, my daughter is still she's actually marrying her high school sweetheart next month. So I think she's 26. No, she is 26 now, I don't think, but she's 26 now, and really super proud of her. I can't say enough good things about my girl. Let's see here. They had to announce on TV at 10 p.m. to remind the parents where your kids were. That's so true. Like, do you know where your kids are? I forgot about that. That's good stuff. So, what else do we got here?
Potential threat of Iranian.
Oops, autoplay. Sorry about that, you guys. What else do we got here? We got. Oh yeah, so you remember this Mahmoud Khalil guy? He was protesting ICE at Columbia University, I believe. Well, they brought him back to the United States. His story apparently was that, he's got a newborn and he needs to spend time with his kids, and you're breaking up the family. They brought him back. Well, Chris is back. Sorry about that, Chris. I wasn't looking. But he's back in the United States and back to his old ways. We see with this one here, breaking. Just one day after being released from ICE, Syrian national Mahmoud Khalil is back on the streets of New York City, leading a protest with chants of globalize the Intifada. Mahmoud has no business being in America. Scott Jennings reposted that saying, really spending time with that newborn, I see. Deport this loser. And so here we'll just play this video.
Palestine will live forever. Palestine will live forever. From the river to the sea. From the river to the sea.
Okay, that's enough of that I can hear, but you get the point, right? Captain Willie said, I remember my teacher in school who had a paddle with that that was feared greatly. Oh yeah.
Ours had to go down to the principal's office to get that done.
Yeah. I was in grade school just a bit after that era, but there was one time where I thought it was going to happen. Like, I was in 4th grade and I was like, I think I'm going to get my ass beat. Like, I was preparing for it.
I did a couple times, I'll be honest.
Yeah. Elmo said, you shouldn't separate families for immigration. The family can go with. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that's the kind of the stance that I'm taking. You know what I mean? That was what Tom Homan said on the get-go.
If dad gets deported for breaking the law and acting stupid, the whole family should go with him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's the leader of the family, right? Isn't that how it's supposed to be?
Yeah, it's how it's supposed to be. we instilled American values like they should be, then yeah. Just Me says, I had 2 teachers that would spank us. Both of them spanked us with what was called a wet noodle. It was a towel rolled up and wrapped in a bunch of tape. Very painful.
That sounds like child abuse there.
Right? I remember hearing stories about kids getting beat with those old Hot Wheels race tracks. The old flimsy race tracks or the pick your switch type scenarios. I remember that anytime you heard grandma say, go pick your switch, it was like, dang it. You had to like, if you either pick the big one or pick the little one. And both of them had their own method of hurting.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've heard some crazy stories about friends of mine who, extension cords, hangers.
Oh yeah.
That sort of
wire
thing.
Hangers.
Yeah, that shit. Ooh. You know, I think the worst for me was probably a yardstick.
Ah. Yeah.
I was in the corner. I had been bad. Me and the neighbor kid brought my uncle's Matchbox cars outside and we're smashing them with cinder blocks. So, yeah, my grandfather had me in the corner and said, if you slouch, I'm going to smack the shit out of you with the yardstick. And yeah, I got smacked with that yardstick more times than I can count.
I'm loving these in the chat. TNT, Mr. Romberg would make the boys do push-ups in front of the class if we interrupted. It was brilliant. Yeah, that is good. They'll whip you into shape and wear you out and embarrass you at the same time. That's pretty cool. I'm with you there, Elmo, on they separate the family, they break the law. What's the difference? 100% with you there. Dave said, my dad would throw frozen food.
And the belt. Yeah,
and the belt.
Said.
Cassandra said hairbrush. Jay said had an uncle that would burn me with cigs. Dang.
Yeah, that ain't right, dude.
Use a hairbrush. Yeah.
What the hell's wrong with that, dude?
Yeah, man. People used to be way more strict in their child rearing. That's for sure.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, we used to do the stupid shit of, you know, making a lighter nice and hot and then hold it on our skin to make a smiley face.
Oh yeah, the dumb stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's totally different when somebody else is doing it to abuse you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's yeah. The cigarette thing that had to suck, dude. Yeah, that's terrible. So I got this post from Steven Crowder. He says, how about we use the strike on Iran as leverage on Israel? This was 5 hours ago before the ceasefire, and I haven't heard it, and I'm just curious what Crowder has to say. I think Crowder is really kicking butt right now. I try to catch his show as often as I can, but let's hear what he has to say. I'm curious.
How about this? How about we now use this as leverage? Let me tell you my problem with Israel here. We now inspect your weapons.
Yes.
We now know whether you guys have nukes and how many. And here's the thing. This big boogeyman has been taken, and I'm not saying that it was ill-founded, but if Israel finds another one, if Israel finds another threat outside of Iran and this axis of evil to say that they need our intervention, at any point in the next 10 years, it's no. Our policy is you are on your own. And our policy should be, if we don't get to see how many nukes you have, if we don't get to, if you don't sign to this treaty, you are no longer our friend. How about this?
Boom. And I think he's actually, he was referring to Israel, right? How we use this strike on Iran as leverage on Israel. Yeah. If Israel finds another, he said, we now inspect your weapons. And if Israel finds another threat outside of Iran and their access to say that they need our intervention, our answer should be no. And I like that take. Yeah, still.
I had to question that grammar. I think something was not punctuated or spelled correctly.
I think
in that statement.
Yeah, I like that from Crowder. I think there needs to be more transparency. If you want to be our ally that's relying on us to finish your wars for you and support your defense and everything else, then there has to be more transparency. We should be in control. We being the United States government, guided by the people, right? And I just think that, one thing that we got to keep in mind here is that Donald Trump in this situation over the weekend had more information than all of us combined, right? Because basically he knows more about it. I guess more, combined, whatever. He knows more about it, the situation than us. And I have this post here that this is really funny. She cusses, but I like the way that she breaks this down. Let me scroll through and find it real quick. This was a funny post from Native Patriot. We did it, you sexy MFers. He's talking about the peace treaty. Our friend Native Patriot, he's a good dude. You should check him out on YouTube and X. Where's it at here? She's easy to find. There it is. All
right.
This is 3 minutes long. I love how she broke this down. It's like, I don't know. You guys just got to hear it.
All right. I did a serious video about what's going on in Iran, but now I'm finna break it down in a nutshell of what happened.
And I apologize. This is as loud as it can go.
All right. Okay. So from the beginning, well, somewhere from the beginning. All right. Netanyahu, I call him Yahoo. That's the man over there in Israel, right? He kept saying, hey, Iran got nukes and I'm going to go and hit their ass up because they got nukes and they keep saying they're going to wipe us off the map. So I'm going to just hit his ass first. Donald Trump said, okay, let me tell you what's going to happen. All right, I'm going to send my folks over there. I'm going to send Tulsi Gabbard over there and she going to see if they got nukes. So she went over there with her intelligence team in March and she said, hey, it looked like they ain't got no nukes. And Trump said, all right, cool. That's fine. They ain't got no nukes. He done went and told Yahoo, listen, she went over there and checked. Rock and roller Ayatollah ain't got no nukes. She done went and checked. So I'm going to need for y'all to chill out. And like my plan is peace and we all finna make some bread. Well, Yahoo just wasn't satisfied with that shit because he war hungry. Looked like he want to stay in power forever. And as long as they're at war, he gonna keep his seat. So he was like, nah, I know they got some nukes. And I'm finna go over there and strike their ass. Donald Trump was like, hey, player, don't do that. We want peace. Well, Ayatollah Khomeini said, rock and roller Ayatollah, he said, death to America. Trump said, look, I already told you I ain't in that shit. I'm not sending Israel no money. I'm not sending them no weapons. I'm just not in that shit. Leave America out of this. We ain't fucking with nobody. We want peace over here, right? All right, they get into it. Israel go and bomb their ass, and I'm talking about bomb their ass, right? So rock and roll Ayatollah was like, oh shit, oh this how we playing? All right, everybody finna feel it. Donald Trump said, hey, who the fuck is everybody? I just told you. America's not in it. We don't want nothing to do with this, player. I don't know how many times I got to tell you, we want peace. We really want y'all to shake hands, but since y'all on that gangster shit, we just gonna bow out gracefully. They said that shit again, death to America. Everybody gonna feel it, sending out all them threats. So DJT ain't gonna take that shit laying down because he always been a G, uppercase G at that. So Trump was like, all right, bet. I'm gonna see what's gonna happen in 2 weeks, and then in 2 weeks, if we ain't broke a peace, then we gonna figure something out. Well, behind the scenes, DJT was like, well, I done found out you got 3 sites where you could have been making nukes. And so since you still talking big shit, big game player, I'm finna send some shit over there and we just gonna get rid of that shit where you could have been making nukes, all right? Boom. So he go and send 3 strikes. He just obliterated 3 nuclear sites over there in Iran. And when I say nuclear sites, I'm talking about where they could have been making bombs underground, right? So what they dropped could go through like, I think 20 feet of concrete, like the big shits, right? So they just went over there and they obliterated 3 nuclear sites. So Trump basically, from what I can see, is saying, all right, what you thought they had, I done went and took that shit away. Now you ain't got no reason to keep going over there and fucking with them. I told you I wasn't finna get rid of their supreme leader, rock and roller Ayatollah. He's still over there. And as for you, rock and roller Ayatollah, keep our name out your motherfucking mouth like I told you from the beginning. That's it in a nutshell. Now we gonna see how this shit go. North Korea pipe down, China pipe down. Cause again, we ain't scared of shit now, but we do want peace. Now let's get together, stop all this beef so we can make some bread. That's it in a nutshell.
I don't know. That just entertained me. I love how she was able to simplify the whole scenario in 3 minutes in her own way. And I think she actually kind of broke it down well when she's talking about the details. What's up, Bill? How you doing, man? Good to see you. I saw a chat here that was Yeah, just me. Sometimes for me, it goes from like if I put it on all messages, it'll switch back to top messages for some reason. So I gotta double check it a couple times myself. Happy Neuron said you can't support. I put on the screen a minute ago. I'll put it back up. You can't support Israel and be America first. LOL. Trump, Rubio, JD, Palantir, Vance are all enemies of America first. What do you mean they can't support Israel? What do you mean? I'm not really supporting Israel. I don't know if you're accusing me of it, but yeah, if you can go watch my videos I've made for the past year, and I've talked about how I don't think the U.S. dollar should be funding Israel, especially offensively. We do have an alliance, and so part of that agreement is to, fund their defenses. I'm not a big fan of that, but also you have to have allies in this world. You have to have trade partners, and Israel is one of our allies. This just is what it is, and I'm not saying that I support the people. Like, I'm a Christian. I understand the beef between the two religions, the three religions. They're all three incompatible. They're all three, or two of the three are incompatible with Western values. And, I don't know where the assumption of supporting Israel combines with America first. It's whatever. But anyways.
I wonder if they were talking about the Palantir part of their comment, because there's a lot of us that aren't happy about that whole situation.
Yeah, and we've talked about Palantir. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've talked about Palantir plenty of times. We're fully aware of what it is. We're sketchy on JD. But Trump's our guy. And anybody that's been, and here I go. I'm gonna echo the echo post that came out from the MAGA bros, kind of, where they all kind of came out in unison saying that you weren't MAGA before if you're turning your back on Trump. It's not a MAGA thing, right? It's just the way I see it was, people that have been with Trump since the beginning, they understood the strikes. They understood how that was different from putting boots on the ground. Simplified, surgical, minimal to zero U.S. casualties in the process. It's way better than sending guys to go clear caves and people in their homes, things like that. Thanks for the 5 there, TNT. You dropped a few shekels. Here you go. Appreciate you there, brother. Well, let's see here. Trump converted to Jew. He uses cabal symbolism with his hands constantly, or he just talks with his hands because in that era of people, it is professional. It looks more professional and eloquent when you talk with your hands. It's a way that they teach you in classes to present yourself better in a sales pitch. So, you could say he's throwing up gang signs to it. That doesn't mean much to me, but,
Yeah, these people.
Yeah, BB has
in this stuff.
BB's, Israel first, like he should be. Every leader for every country, for their country, should be that country first. I don't particularly like the dude.
I talk with my hands, and I guarantee you that I have nothing to do with Jewish or anything.
Right. I that's pretty conspiratorial. I mean, Trump does the same things too, right? It's not like he's throwing up the Bloods and Crips. He's a Freemason. I mean, lots of people, lots of leaders in our history have been Freemasons. I'm not a big fan of secret societies either, but I mean, Trump's not this crazy outlier that people want to paint him out to be, this dictator that everybody should fear. My mother included. She emailed me this thing the other day talking about 1933, blah, 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 and asking about America first. And just y'all are just so scared. She literally said, I'm so terrified of this American government. It's why? You're an American. I don't get the how the illogical fear. And I feel bad for those that have been brainwashed into feeling that way. I don't go to sleep at night fearing the government, and I didn't during Biden. I didn't during Obama. It's just a weird perspective, and it's this. A lot of people have this all or none mentality when it comes to Trump. Trump started the war. He bombed Iran. Well, I'm out. But, you know, he's still trying to get a goal to 1 million deportations per year. We have Maha. We have a strong cabinet that can keep their mouths shut without leaks. We have our guys leading the FBI. We have the majority in the House, in the Senate, which, you know, kind of a lot of good that does when they haven't voted on shit so far. But, you know, now is not the time. It's been 200 days, not even 120 days or something since Trump took over. Forgive me, I don't know, something like that. And to turn on him so quick, I just don't think that the people that are turning on him they're the ones that were just recently converted. And I've said on this channel that a lot of these people that are lefties that converted to Trump are going to go against Trump at the first opportunity. I've said it over and over and over again. And here we witnessed it this weekend. It divided the faction. It divided the support. And it's counter-American. It's going to hold us back. It's going to prevent us from moving forward at the speed that we need to, in my opinion. Trump needs the support of the Democrats, the people in the middle. If they lend Trump the American power that he needs, he can get these tariff deals done. He can get these peace deals done because there's nothing to fear. And Trump's not even trying to be reelected. So I don't know. I mean, we got 3.5 more years under this dude. People are already saying, this whole thing, this rift with Thomas Massie and Trump, which I hate because I really, really like Thomas Massie. He's like my top guy. I think they should be working together, but for some reason, probably the influence from Israel, I don't know. But Trump just doesn't like Thomas Massie. And it's unfortunate. I think they would do a lot more if they could unify, but people are already on this Thomas Massie 2028. I'm done with Trump. It's like, we got 3.5 more years to change your mind or to win you back over or whatever. I don't care. The good thing is we got him elected over Kamala Harris, which ultimately was the other option, right? We picked the better of the two 100%, and I will stand by that. Well, I don't know. Things could change. I would turn on Trump in certain scenarios, but right now he's our guy. He's the guy that can get us out of these situations, and that's why we elected him, because he's bold enough and strong enough and willing to, stand up. Let's see here. What did I miss in chat? Bill says they'll go against Trump on any opportunity or create an opportunity or narrative to evoke that emotional response. Yes. And it's funny because, we hear a lot of folks even say that, they don't like electing women leaders. They're too emotional. But I see a lot of emotions coming out of these men. A lot of emotions. So
that's because they're probably raised by single women.
Yeah, that's not the best stereotype. So let's just be real.
And that's nothing against women. Please don't take it that way. But boys need to have a man as a role model as they grow up to learn how to be a man. You cannot go into be a woman and go into the bathroom and say, "Hey, let's shave," and you're shaving your legs while he's trying to figure out how to shave the contours of his face. Totally different scenarios.
Right.
Same with puberty and all that stuff. You haven't been through puberty like we have, so and just like we haven't been through puberty like you have. So that's one of the things that we really need to focus on is trying to make it harder for families to be separated. Try and make it harder for, and please don't get upset with me, but I'm going to go back to the Bible here.
Oh, absolutely. Reference the Bible. That's the guiding light. I think a lot of Christians today, especially the younger ones, which I'm super pleased about, they get their Christianity kind of from videos, from not the Bible and not from church. Although I'm thankful that they are searching in the right places. I think just people forget to turn to the Bible for the truth. That's how we corrected the Ted Cruz thing with the Tucker interview. We went to the Bible and looked for where it said they were supposed to support Israel. And what we found was the Bible says pray for peace in Jerusalem. Very, very different. Very different than supporting a government of a country. But anyways, I'm sorry, Chris. I keep interrupting you.
No, you're good, bud. But you know, if you go back to the Bible about divorce, divorce is forbidden except for if your partner cheats on you, if they're an adulterer. You know, any other situation, you are to stay together, work things through. And it even goes so far as to say that if a couple splits up because of adultery and the adulterer remarries someone else, then the person that they're marrying is committing adultery still. We just went over this the other day in the lesson. So, yeah, I mean, we really need to roll back. That was a Reagan issue. Reagan made it easy for no-fault divorce. And, you know, I would love to see them go back to where it's harder to get. You have to go through the courts and prove fault in order to get said divorce.
Interesting.
Are you wanting her gone? Because she's kind of
annoying now. She's all right. She's annoying. I mean, she's. I'll go back here. She said Nigeria, Pakistan, Africa, and countless other places are currently slaughtering Christians, which I believe is true. Trump is silent, but staunchly defends the Jews. You know, he's not
really, because he called out the South Africa president right in the Oval Office and brought out a freaking video and showed it to him.
Boom. Yeah, you're right about that. That is 100% true. Then the second part I disagree with. Trump is silent and staunchly defends the Jews. You know,
oh my God.
I get it that Israel, the country of Israel, is filled with a lot of Jewish people. They're also, you know, Russians, and like Putin just said the other day, the reason he's not going to support Iran in this is because I think he said 20 or 30% of Israel's population are Russians. So he doesn't want to hurt his own people. He's very pro protecting his own people, which is respectable as a president and a leader, right? So people conflate the Jews with Israel because they make up the majority of the population, but I can critique we can separate the two. You know, it is possible to separate the two. Trump supporting our ally Israel is not him going in the bag for a religion. Okay, I don't see it the same way that you do. And frankly, I would pick a Jewish person to be my neighbor over a Muslim 100 out of 100 times. So, I mean, move to Iran then if you love it so much. I don't fucking know. Stupid.
Yeah, I'm just all these people who, you know, especially these queers for Palestine types who, if they ever actually went over there and tried to be, you know, on their side and they let them know that they were queer, guess what? You're going to be a flying queer because they're going to throw you off the top of a building.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care that you're on their side. That makes no difference to them.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And Captain Willie said, Prophet Kim Clement heralded Donald Trump years before our president entered politics in 2015. I am 100% with Trump. I'm with him too right now. He's my guy that I elected, that I fought so hard for. He's not perfect, and I'm not going to agree with 100% of what he does. I don't agree with 100% of what anybody does, including my wife. That's like a 99.9%. And if you're listening, honey, I'm just lying. It's 100%. But,
he's like, I ain't getting in the doghouse tonight. F you all. I had a bad enough day doing taxes.
I tell you what, I'm actually feeling much better now that I'm here having the conversation with you guys than I was earlier. I don't know why. I woke up last night after sleeping about an hour and a half. My body felt like I was like 120 degrees. I was just, oh man, I just haven't been feeling great. Anyways, feel much better now.
All right, but I am going to, if you don't mind, do my spiel one last time, and I'm going to duck out.
Yeah, definitely.
I got to go make myself a salad. I'm getting too fat.
You know what? Start watching your carbs and cut the sugars out. Eat less than 30 grams of carbs in a day. Drink lots of water. Dude, that's what I've been doing, and the weight's just melting off of me. I mean,
Well, let me surprise you. Before I started doing all this, about maybe 5 years ago, I was stuck in bed all the time. I could barely move. I weighed 450 pounds. And the only reason I'm where I am now, and I catch all kinds of crap from people that you have way too many surgeries. You have way too many surgeries. Well, without the surgeries, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. I had a surgeon that took the chance because with my weight, it is, you know, a lot of times they say that if you weigh so much, there's a high chance that you won't be successful with a knee replacement. So, yeah, he took a chance. Did both my knees are replaced, both my hips are replaced because they all went out. I suffer from a rare degenerative disc and joint disease. My body attacks itself. I've had 21 surgeries in the last, well, going on 9 years now. I have a spinal stimulator in. I have my L5S1, my L4, L5 are. I'm not listening to that shit. She's gone, dude. Sorry.
Yeah,
she's not going to call us retarded.
Yeah, she can go. She says she's America first or whatever, or she's pro-Trump. But you know what? We don't do the insults here. Insults have gotten us into a bad position. So there's no more personal attacks in the Discord or in the chats.
Sorry about that, but I just saw that and I'm like, nah.
No, you're good.
F that.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
So yeah, I'm down to Jay says,
okay, go ahead and
I knew
continue.
you were a degenerate, Chris. Yeah, right. So anyway, first thing I'm going to say is you have to be your own biggest advocate when it comes to this stuff. If you do not go to your doctors and say, hey, I need this. If I don't have this, this is what's happening. And through, like I said earlier, we were talking about, I did the fasting diet. And I'm down to, I fluctuate between about 260 and 270 right now.
Okay.
So I'm actually at the weight that I was before I became disabled while I was still working.
Gotcha. Okay.
And back then I was still mostly muscle. So, but yeah, nah, don't be sorry. Please don't be sorry. I am so blessed to be where I am at now, compared to where I was. And yeah, I want to use the time that I have and the abilities that I have to help others at this point.
Absolutely. And that's what brings you to the bridging pathways.
Yes, sir. So, again, we are trying to raise a little bit more money here so that we can try and just throw a couple extra things into our donation that we're going to do to the veterans shelter here. So if you can go to the website and there's a donation link on there that you can donate on, or you can message me at any time and say, hey, where can I send a check, or where can I, do you have Zelle? I don't know if Zelle's on the website. I need to put that on there. But we do have Cash App. We have PayPal. We are actually one of the approved nonprofits from PayPal. So we actually get a deal through them. We tried to get with Amazon Smile, but they discontinued Amazon Smile. They want to donate to the what they see as good things.
They want to control it.
Yeah, they don't want us picking and choosing anymore.
That's too bad. That it's too bad they can't just have like a list of like 40 places that you can pick out of that are all approved or something. But
yeah. So, but yeah, we're just working to get our name out there. If you don't mind, sharing our information, sharing the website.
yes,
I would greatly appreciate it. And for everyone who's, everybody on our board, our council, everybody that volunteers time, you're appreciated, and thank you very much. I appreciate it. And for you that let me come on here and spew my my stuff,
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's been too long.
TNT asked the big question. I hate to ask Chris, but I worked for a nonprofit once. How much actually goes to the veterans? The only thing that comes out of this money is the money to pay our bills. Everyone that works here is a volunteer, TNT. Everyone. That is one of the bylaws that I said has to happen. And none of us make any money. If you're in it for the money, don't come here.
Awesome.
That's one of the reasons why we actually started this, was to change the culture of nonprofits, because too many people are profiting when you have people making millions of dollars running nonprofits.
Yes, I 100% agree, and there's too much of that going on.
Well, so you look at like the United Way. You look at the United Way. Less than 10 cents out of every dollar gets to where it's needed. And that's absolutely ridiculous. We are not renting an office space. Everything's done from home by all of our officers. Most of our bills are just website and just other stuff. Yeah. Jay donates. We have a major donor that donates monthly, and he asked to be left anonymous.
Okay.
So I won't. Yeah, I do that.
Yeah.
And
well, I was just gonna say, TNT says, "Thanks, Chris. I'll donate a bit in the morning after I make a deposit." Thank you so much, TNT.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Over the headphones and the.
He says, I worked for AmVets, 13% made it to the vets, made me sick. Yeah, I mean, I've seen it so many times when you deep dive, because remember, all of this stuff, all of their financials are visible. Anyone can go and look up the financials on any nonprofit to see what's going on with them. So I want to make sure that we have a good, we want to change the culture for the good, better. That's what we want to do. We want to make it so that people say, hey, they're doing it, and they're doing it for cheaper. They're doing the same good job, and they're helping more people because they have more money that's going to the people that need it. And hopefully by doing that, we can get other nonprofits to do the same thing.
Awesome. Now, is it a tax deductible donation?
Yes. If you want a, you'll get I think when you donate through like PayPal or something, they give you a receipt automatically.
Okay.
But if you want me to print you out a receipt and ship it to you or whatever, just let me know when you make the donation, and I will make sure you get a receipt. I want to make sure that you get your what you deserve to get.
Awesome, fantastic.
So,
well, we usually tithe, and that's kind of our tax donation stuff, our tax deduction stuff. But you know what? I think I'm gonna start mixing in the profits from America First TV, the percentage. It was advised from my YouTube coach, Justin Reloaded, that we should have everybody should have a charity or tithe or both. I mean, we're obligated to tithe, so you can't really replace it with a donation to somebody else. But on top of that,
can I break you of that right there?
No, you can. Yeah, if I'm wrong, you have a better explanation. But I do feel like the Bible instructs us to tithe.
No, I'm not saying not to give. Now, please don't take it that way.
No, okay.
But tithing is an Old Testament thing. And the reason that they tithing was food. It was not money. And it was because the church was supposed to go out into the community and use the food that was donated to help feed the needy in the community. Now, in the New Testament, God says that he wants us to give of a joyful heart. He wants us to give willingly, not because we are commanded to. So you don't have to tithe, but he wants you to give on your own accord.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I can tell you this much. I have received blessings of income when I tithe. Sometimes it's weird. We've been in positions where we didn't have much to give, but we still did. And then something happens where
but
money comes in from somewhere. The deal comes in, the big sale. I'm sorry.
But you also continued to pray during that time?
Of course, I try to pray daily. I don't know why I forget sometimes, but yes, I actually used to try to continually stay in prayer and stay focused.
Remember that Jesus said that if you have the faith of a mustard seed and you ask God, that God will make it so that you can move mountains.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So,
yeah.
I just thought I'd throw that out to you, bud.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just saying, in addition to our tithe, I think I'm going to start allotting a percentage of the profits from America First TV to your foundation.
Well, I appreciate that.
So I got to get America First TV back going. I shut it down so that I could grow the jar openers because me and Atlas we're building it together. He's kind of backing off. So that's why I'm doing the Monday shows back on my channel that I've worked 2 years to build. That is monetized into this point, right? It's just a business decision. And, when you work for free for 6+ months trying to build something and it doesn't, gets to a point where you weren't intending it to be. And that was for, I made the jar openers channel so that we could split the profits once we got to that point. But that's no longer kind of the scenario. So I don't know. I'm questioning using that channel moving forward. But Atlas is still with us 2 days a week. And I love those shows. I think we have great conversations and, all that type of stuff.
Now, if you also want to help, you can go over and if you watch some videos over on Rumble, that helps us. We are monetized on Rumble. We just haven't been getting the views like we used to.
Okay.
But again, just so I'm being transparent with everybody, the YouTube channel and the Rumble channel and everything else is all directly deposited into the foundation bank account. I do not make anything from any of this.
Fantastic.
So, this is me donating my time for a cause that I believe in, and I believe in it so much that I'm doing it for free. I want all the money to go directly to the cause that we're doing.
Yeah, and that's a very noble cause, and I'm thankful for you for doing that work. That's fantastic. And thank you, Andrea, Just Me, Dave. I appreciate the support. And like I said earlier, I like it that I didn't say this part, but I do like it that you guys have the memberships and the names are green in the chat where I'm looking at it. I don't know what it is. Okay, it's green on YouTube as well. But I like it when you guys stand out. I can pick you guys out of the crowd easier. And when the show gets big and it's getting all kinds of chat, I don't want to miss what you guys are saying. So that was kind of the theory behind the whole mod thing, and learned my lesson there. But other than that, I was just saying, you guys showing up is enough for me. King Solo Wings and who else was it? TNT. Thank you so much for the 5s, but you guys don't have to do that. And
when we
just want
get
you guys
to a
to know that.
point when we get to a point where I'm not having to invest so much of my own money into this,
Mhm.
I'll start doing some gift memberships as well.
Oh, that's cool.
So
Yeah, that's always a cool thing. I like when those go off on the channels that I watch where
I
somebody
used to
buys
do
them.
that on Ben's channel all the time. I'm the one that taught him how that he didn't even know he could have that done until I did it.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome.
So, but yeah, I'm all about supporting other people who are doing good things, and we need to keep doing that. We need to help build each other up. And
Yeah, that's right.
so we're getting bigger. I think we just hit 360 subscribers
On Rumble?
No,
Oh,
that's
on YouTube.
on YouTube.
Yeah, and guys, if you don't know, check out Chris Stockham's channel on YouTube. I didn't put a link up, but you can just search Chris Stockham channel, put channel in there, and you'll find him and go subscribe. He does a lot of stuff for us. TNT, man, don't tell me how to spend my money, you bigot. Man, thank you so much, TNT. I appreciate you, brother. That's really funny too.
I'm gonna spam your chat with one of my Rumble videos real quick, just so that they can find it easier.
Yeah, find the Rumble, find the YouTube if you guys don't mind. And if we don't help each other out, who else is gonna help us? So, it's awesome.
And again, our Discord is free for anybody who wants to be there, be a part of the community. We don't charge anything. We just want people to come in, have a good time, and create a strong community that supports each other. That's right. That's what I'm trying to build.
Yeah, and that's what I love. I want a community like that as well. And so we work together, and we'll build it. It just takes time. And over the process, we'll get better at our presentations and everything. Just me, I'm a dumb jock out of high school that went into the construction world. I have no college education, nothing like that. And so an accident, a little bit of a brain injury kind of wrapped that up about 4 or 5 years ago. And that's when I started doing this a couple years after that, after I recovered. And
glad to hear you recovered, bud.
Yeah. And so, I just takes time and practice, and that's what we're doing. And, in 10 years, because we helped each other, we'll be way better off for it. And Tix Bomber, I wanted to say, and I appreciate that. And I'm the same way. He said, I'm still going to F with everybody, regardless of what appears to be the schism in the community. I love all you guys. And I do too. Everybody provides value, whether it's their humor, their information, just their presence to the community. And of course, every family has some infighting, but I don't think there was any bridges that were burnt too bad. Completely
dysfunctional.
yeah. And as long as we we maybe got it. I maybe let things get a little bit out of control with or I did let things get out of control with the personal attacks and stuff like that. But this is me saying that crap needs to end. And I think we all can agree on that one, is for sure. But thank you, Tix.
Yeah, definitely. Like I told Tyler came to me the day after and was talking to me, and I said, listen, I said, dude, I said, I'm not going to get bent out of shape about it. I said, something was said that wasn't what I said. And that's all I did was correct what was said.
Sure.
And that's it. I don't do drama. Anybody who knows me from Ben's channel and seen how I acted over there when I left, I didn't make a big showing of it. I just left and that was it. I wasn't trying to tear him down.
Yes. It didn't blow up the community or be disrespectful or dox or none of that bull crap.
Yeah. So I just didn't agree with the direction he was going in. So I left.
Right.
That's just the way it is. So I'm not mad at anybody. So I hope everybody understands that, it's water under the bridge at this point, and we'll move on.
Absolutely.
The worst thing we can do is hold on to that and let it fester.
Yes, exactly. And I got thick skin. You guys know, you make fun of me for the electric car and stuff like that. I was a little bent out of shape over what I felt was some betrayal, but we worked it out. It was an emotional day for a lot of people involved. Personally, for some people who are going through things that I won't mention, but I learned through the process, there was stuff that went on Saturday from some of these people involved that is very emotional. And then we led into the show, and then Trump sent the bombing, and it was just a very emotional, maybe kind of, evil in the air. And
overcharged. Everybody was just overcharged.
Yes. And so maybe some people said some things that they might not have meant or whatever. But, like I said, I don't even really want to talk about it that much anymore. But just to put a wrap up on it, a bow on it, and like I said in the beginning, if you're curious, go watch the last 2 videos and watch the chat replay, and you'll know everything that was said. And if you watch the Discord and you saw the positions and the things that were said, you know who was lying, you know who wasn't, and that's it.
I'm an asshole, but I'm not a liar. I promise you that.
Yeah. And people made up. People apologized to each other. I apologized to everybody. Some people apologized to me, and so we worked it out. And we're in a good place.
I'll never try and do something that is disrespectful. If I say something to you, it's usually just trying to make a point. And sometimes, if you go back through the Bible, Jesus went after his disciples numerous times, trying to get them to understand certain things. So, it was never about dogpiling on somebody, because I had no idea what was even going on. That's what I was trying to find out. Right. And then, so
it's okay. It's okay. It was a misunderstanding, and everybody's clear now, I believe. Dave said I'll have to go watch Miss there. Dude, the last show was fantastic. Atlas and I had Dan McKnight on from Defend the Guard and Bring the Troops Home, and he was live with us. I mean, he's passed he's passed bills. He's worked to pass bills in, I believe, 30 states, most recently Arizona. And he wants Congress to declare war before we send the National Guard out of the country. And it's a very important work that he's doing. Unfortunately, the chat kind of distracted from what was going on. Dan said a prayer for us, an emotional prayer, which was right in line with the verse of the day that we read a couple days ago, that not only should we pray, we should pray passionately. And Dan did that on the show with us, and it was very I appreciated it so much. And to have him on when the bombings went and happened was special for the show. And so all the things that happened in the chat aside, Dan was fantastic. And I think a lot of people missed some really awesome things that Dan said because of what was going on in the chat. So I do encourage you to go back and watch for the show. And if you're interested in the chat drama, you can check that out too in the chat replay. But
I might be better off not doing the chat replay thing.
Yeah, it's really it's in the past.
Then you're gonna want to pick sides, and it's not worth it.
Right.
So,
right.
Anyway, I appreciate the time. As always, it's always a pleasure to be here, and I have a good time with you. But I got things to do, so I will catch you all later. I'm surprised I stayed awake this long.
Well, it was a great conversation, Chris, and I encourage everybody to click the link down there in the description and check out Bridging Pathways and connect with Chris and see how you can help. Like I said earlier, like Chris said earlier, you can donate items and your money. And I believe if you're probably in the area, you might be able to donate your time. Like you said, it's volunteer only, but reach out to Chris for all that type of information. Don't want to dox you and say, hey, I'm in the area, anything like that. So, he's all available in the Discord. I did put the Discord link to my Discord. Chris is in there. And so you're free to join that. And that's a way that you can connect. He also put his email. I put his email in the description so you can reach out that way as well. And then, if you want to just donate some time, 5 minutes a week, check out Defend the Guard and get with Dan McKnight and his crew over there. But yeah, Chris, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We'll have you on again soon. It's been too long.
All right, bud. Thanks again.
You
Peace,
too.
y'all. Take care. I'll keep posting the funny Bigfoot things in Discord too.
Oh, dude, those Bigfoot takes are cracking me up. They come across my X feed sometimes, and I want to play them on the show sometimes, but they're just, they're
a little vulgar.
Funny to me. They end up vulgar. Yeah, like it starts off, I'm like, oh, this is hilarious, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I can't play that one. But that one that you posted earlier and tagged me in it, I got a kick out of.
Oh yeah, the brownies.
Yeah.
Dave really liked that one too. So
yeah, I like that.
All right, we'll talk to y'all later. Good night, everybody.
Okay, see you, Chris. That was Chris Stockham. Make sure you check out his channel, Chris Stockham. You have to search in the search bar, Chris Stockham channel. If you put channel after it, it refines the search for you much better. And that's for any channel you're looking for, by the way. Little YouTube little trick there, but yeah, any support you can give to him is something that we'll be grateful for. Let's see here. Captain Willie Grimes said Saturday's action saved the real possibility that peace is probable. Simple. Yeah, I thought it was funny that Trump drops a bomb and said, now it's peace. Now it's peacetime. Like, you can't strike back. I thought that was kind of funny, but it seemed like Iran struck back today as kind of a virtue signal, and it echoes what happened a few months back. You might remember when Iran sent a bunch of slow-moving like drones, or they weren't like ballistic missiles. It was almost like it was their old inventory that they just wanted to do something with, that they knew was kind of what's it called? Old and obsolete. And so they sent them in. Maybe it was a recon, try to find where Israel's air defenses came from, located. But I believe that Israel actually moves those spots around. So, I mean, they probably couldn't get very much intel that was useful for the next time around. But it was like they had to do it so that they could save face with their own citizens. Like, you're going to just let them bomb us and attack us and not do anything? And so that's what this kind of attack today reminded me of. They sent 6 missiles to the one base. I'm drawing a blank on it again. Qatar. And then a couple of some other ones. I think it was like maybe 15 total. But it was, they let everybody know ahead of time. The bases were evacuated. Everything was shot down in the air. No U.S. casualties. No casualties at all, from what I believe. And so I think that might have just been Iran trying to save face with their own citizens, knowing that they were in peace negotiations with Trump, which Trump then announced that there is now a ceasefire, which is the best thing that we could have hoped for so soon after what happened just a couple nights ago. So thank God this hasn't turned the other way. You know what I mean? So let's see here. Okay. Yeah, thanks again, Chris. You did an excellent job. Yes, Elmo, chat moved on me. Elmo, if they did nothing, they would look weak and get overthrown. Yes. 100% think that would be the case. And so, yeah, at least they did that. And it's not like they got bombed and then gave up, right? They at least lashed back out. And so, anyways, they kind of saved face with their own citizens in the process of a peace treaty. And, if that's what they had to do, I'm okay with it, right? Like I said, we're less than 48 hours after Trump's bombing, and I'm not going to Trump started the war or any of that crap. I mean, you're talking about a religious war that's gone on since hundreds, thousands of years ago over there. So it wasn't started by anybody anytime recently. Just have kind of an ongoing war with highs and lows. But regardless, I think I'm going to wrap up there. Actually, no, I'm not. I want to tell you about this Laura Loomer thing. If anybody's in New York or not, I just think this was funny. Laura Loomer posted, New York is about to turn into London if people don't vote against Zoran, whatever, this dude, tomorrow in the New York City mayoral primary election. So this is just a primary to figure out which Democrat is better than the other. But he's running against Andrew Cuomo, of all people. And here she is talking about Zoran. He's a Muslim immigrant and an open communist. He wants Sharia and communism in New York City. Get out and vote against him. So here she is. The last thing I thought I would see on the internet today was Laura Loomer telling people to go out and vote for Andrew Cuomo. I think a lot of people from our perspective think that Cuomo should be locked in prison for the rest of his life for the way that he treated the lockdowns and putting people into homeless, putting sick people in with the weakest of our community, the people that we should be protecting most, that type of stuff. But yeah, we do not want Sharia in the United States. Personally, I believe that the Muslim religion and maybe even the Jewish religion, because they're very inwardly focused, they hire each other's friends, they stay a very tight-knit community. It borders on assimilation into the United States for me, but I think both probably are kind of counter oil and water mix with Western culture. And so, yeah, I think we need to keep as much of that out of our government leadership as possible. Ilhan Omar, all these folks, there's too many individuals with dual citizenship and all that crap that applies as well that are elected leaders. And I think that crap needs to stop. You want to talk about propaganda from other countries and, all that type of stuff. I mean, look at these folks too. It's not just coming from one place. It's coming from multiple places. There's multiple countries that have spy units, spy networks within our country. And we got to make sure they stay out of leadership. That's for sure. Let's see what else. I think I had one more that I wanted to show. Oh yeah, kind of an update in the Caitlin Clark drama. She finally has a teammate that is standing up for her. They're calling her the enforcer. I had an article, but I think I accidentally closed it out. I had to close a bunch of tabs. Let me just cycle through here real quick. Yeah, I lost it. But where'd they go? Where was that? I was right here. Okay. But anyways, this is a little bit different, but I just wanted to say that it's cool to see that. Oh, hey, Thunder OU Sooner, man. Congratulations on that victory last night. Oklahoma Thunder, they took the NBA championship. Where's that? Oh yeah, so this announcer, this is crazy. This just goes to show how LGBTQ woke the WNBA is in a 23-second nutshell, right? And here, just check this out.
So they disagree with you. They do, and I disagree with them, and that's fine. That's what makes America great, right, Pantmore?
Oops. Awkward silence. Oh.
I should rephrase that. Yes.
Oh.
But yeah, I did think.
Opinion are perfectly
yes,
fine.
That's a better way to say it. Sorry about that.
You guys think she'll be fired tomorrow? She can't say "Make America Great Again" on the broadcast. Followed by the awkward silence was amazing. Such a clear message that the WNBA is a woke leftist, anti-Christian, anti-straight people organization. It cracks me up, man. Jason Whitlock posted after I saved this one. This one was from Clay Travis. And he actually said that WNBA announcer says, "That's what makes America great." Apologizes and rephrases after awkward silence from co-announcer who was upset with her word choice. Most WNBA media move possible. And Jason Whitlock had a great take on it too. And I since I had this one saved, I didn't save it, but it was a good take too. Let's see. Captain Willie said, "Check this yourself, folks. Iran is experiencing a Christian revival as I write this." Well, I hope so. And I feel like there's a Christian revival going on across the United States too. We see a lot of Gen Zers that seem to be men specifically that seem to be coming around, and I'm hoping that they're getting their guidance from the Bible and not like videos and stuff. Like you need to have the root in the Word, right? And taking other people's word for it, especially if it's not from the pulpit and a pastor, it's just in my opinion, maybe not quite as pure, but still, I'm pleased with the what seems to be the revival movement. When I go to church, I see the youth dancing and singing, and it warms my heart. You know what I mean? I didn't see that when I was a youngster going to church and stuff. We were pretty vanilla, and this new class is encouraging, right? You say, oh man, with you guys, we have a future. And so I love it. Jay says, does revival mean they're being sent to meet Jesus? I hope if they pass, that's where they're going, sir. But that was funny. And Jasmine says, I think they should get the Muslim governor. They love Muslims so much, so let them find out what it's like. They got to learn somehow. Well, I don't think I disagree with you. I don't think I disagree, which means I agree. Thunder Sooner. No guy should know any of these women basketball players are. My bad. The only reason I know who any of them are is because of Caitlin Clark, right? And they treat her so bad and abuse her. It's just comical to me how stupid these people are to realize that they're trying to execute their golden calf, their golden goose. Yeah, said it wrong. Their golden goose because they think that the WNBA is fine, even though they've been held up by subsidies from the men players at NBA for over 20 years. Although I believe that it's finally projected within the next couple of years that the WNBA will be profitable, but Caitlin Clark is the reason why. Let's see here. Tix Bomber says, that's how Hillary won. She illegally gerrymandered the entire state. I have a business in most infamous New York County, Oneida, and they can win by gerrymandering. In every election cycle. It's a major linchpin because it's literally in the center of the state and the biggest county. Interesting. Oh, Jamie's leaving. All right. Catch you later, Jamie. Yeah, they're pushing Clark in commercials. Well, that's how the NBA got so popular, was they went from promoting the teams to promoting the individuals and the rivalries. Remember, like Jordan? Well, you might not, but I remember they pitted Michael Jordan versus Larry Bird, and they had the McDonald's commercials where they were like, I loved these commercials because they started off simple, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna shoot this shot, off the guy over there, off the backboard, nothing but net, and then it ended up like, as the commercials progressed, they were like outside of the arena, and they're like, all right, over the parking lot, in through the exhaust pipe, down the drain, through the thing, off the chair, off the backboard, nothing but net. And it was just entertaining. And then they had the dream team, and they just excelled by promoting the individuals. And so Clark is the WNBA's first opportunity to really pull that one off. Oh, Captain Willie, this is cool. So they're dreaming dreams just like Jesus said they would. They awake in the morning crying with joy. Check yourself. That's cool, man. I'm going to look into that because I love hearing that stuff. It's one of the things I mentioned to Dan McKnight, was that the only thing that we can take solace in is maybe these folks are finding Jesus before meeting their maker, and they meet the right one. Let Disney fix the WNBA. That's hilarious. Yeah, that was the best commercial ever. I still remember those. Those were great. I'm going to have to look those up and just watch through the cycle on YouTube. I'm sure they probably have a video. Yeah. I want to be like Mike. And they just started promoting like the individuals. the superstars. You know, there was Barkley and Magic and Jordan and Bird and you know, even Dennis Rodman and you know Scottie Pippen and of course the Bulls in the 90s and stuff like that as well. But then the Dream Team came in around the same time, and so then you got all these awesome players to play in the Olympics, and then of course they owned. That was before basketball got big internationally, and NBA players would go back to their home countries. Yeah, Drexler and Malone and you know all these dudes, and it was you can actually see how the revenue spiked up like when they did that. I can't remember who I saw breaking it down, but I watched it like a week or a month or two ago, and it was pretty cool to see how the numbers coincided with that change in their marketing. Eve Elmo remembers the Jordan Bird commercials. 90s hoops was amazing. Yeah, you know I hear these dudes are pretty dang good nowadays too. I usually only watch in the playoffs, but since I'm on the apps, I'm off of cable and satellite and stuff. I couldn't watch any of the finals. I tried to even pirate it last night because I just wanted to watch the game 7, but I couldn't get anything to work. But you know, I was just like, I gotta do anything I can watch it, but I couldn't figure it out. But yeah, you know, I think with that, I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap it up there. We'll close us out just with the verse of the day. I looked at it earlier. It's a simple one, but I like it. This is from the YouVerse Bible app, and the verse of the day is Matthew 5 verse 3. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. So, you know, that lends a little bit of hope to these folks over there that are dreaming about Jesus and waking up crying. You know, I think so, at least. There's no other players playing for other countries in the Olympics or NBA during the 90s. No, there wasn't. The international superstars weren't like on the scene yet. The Beatitudes. Yeah. Just me said, great show tonight. Thanks, Tyler. It was great hanging out with everyone. It was a great night. I appreciate everybody who showed up in chat. Thank you guys for the super chats and the memberships. You guys don't have to do that. I appreciate you guys showing up every time. You guys, you know, make this show what it is, and I'm just so grateful that you guys do show up. So, with that, I'm gonna do a little prayer with you guys. I'm not so good with it, so just you know, but. Dear Jesus, thank you for this great nation that we live in. Please provide wisdom and strength to our leaders that they will make the best decisions for the American people. I pray that people who have not heard your word hear of you, that you make your presence seen and felt in these people's lives, and that there is truly a revival in this country and in the world. For you and for the betterment of your people. And so with that, I pray in Jesus' name, amen. And so guys, I just, once again, thanks for being here, and we'll see you Wednesday. Atlas will be back 7:00. And of course, Christ is King. Thank you for that reminder, Andrea. Gotta close out with that. Oh yeah, Thunderson asked, did I see the guy's leg when his Achilles popped? No, I didn't, and I'm kind of glad I didn't. I've seen a few of them Achilles pops. They look terrible, but I heard about it. My friends in the text chat were like, "Oh, that sucks, Game 7." I felt bad for him. Always feel bad for those guys. Like, what was it? Willis McGahee in the NCAA national championship in the early 2000s had his knee blown out in that game. I hate seeing it. You hate seeing it. But anyways, God bless you guys. Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys Wednesday.
With war rolling Atlas Thug, we here to bring the truth. Jar open this podcast, we breaking through the fake news. They try to silence us, but we will be subdued. We're bearded alpha males here to save the youth. Spitting fire on the mic with the bass Christian takes. Exposing the lies, keeping the demons at bay. We ain't afraid to speak up, we won't be swayed. Jar open this podcast, where the truth is laid. Jar openers, cracking open the lies. We're rolling Atlas Thug, we're here to rise. Bearded alpha males saving the youth from the godless demons, spreading the truth. We ain't playing games, we're on a mission to awaken the masses with our intuition. Pulling out the corruption with no inhibition. Jar open this podcast, sparking a revolution. We're not afraid to stand tall in a world full of deceit. We're the voice of reason, bringing light to the street, keeping it real, never missing a beat. Jar open this podcast, where the truth meets the heat. Jar openers, cracking open the lies. We're rolling Atlas Thug, we're here to rise. Bearded alpha males saving the youth from the godless demons, spreading the truth. Jar open this podcast, where the truth will never cease. Join us on the journey to bring back peace. We're rolling Atlas Thug, fearless in our release. Jar open this podcast, where the lies will decrease.